Sadie the Piper Man here, coming to you. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm over here. Had a wonderful day. Just finished having some soup. Sitting on the front. About to put on my TV. Catch some evening news. I just heard. I heard the Russian elite put out a hit on Putin, man. The Russian elite. Whatever that means, I guess the mafia, you know? He ruined the economy. He ruined the way of life. You know, when you corrupt, you deal with all kind of people. Good, bad, the ugly. You travel the world. You know what the deal is. And they're looking at him now with the Kremlin crap. These Russians don't want no communism, man. Democracy is good. Free enterprise and capitalism. You think they want to go back to Stalin and Lenin and them cats talking about the working class rhetoric and the bourgeois and the proletariat? I did read the Communist Manifesto. This Capital. I read Nietzsche. The Superman. Thus Zoroastrius. I study all that nonsense, man. I learned. I had English. One English teacher wanted me to speak proper. I said, but I ain't in English. So I took a class of Old English, Elizabethan English. How in the hell did I know how DNA of them people, man? I said my DNA. My mother said, no wonder. You got multiple personality disorder. When she was 86, she made me crack up. I said, that's why I couldn't figure you out. I said, I know I ain't. I kept telling you people I ain't Puerto Rican. My ancestors might have settled in Puerto Rico, but I'm Puerto Rican. I don't know what the hell I am. One thing I know, I'm American. But that's by choice. You know, that's the one thing about being American. First, you're born in America. I was born in America. On Indian land, Manhattan. Second, you learn the Constitution, you know. And the funny thing is that I can say, you know, I'm related to my forefathers. They're all from England. Ain't that son a ton of... You know, it's funny. Some people get bent out of shape. I knew one girl. She says, oh, okay, I'm related to you. My grandfather's related with your first uncle. But I said he never married my grandma. I said, girl, it was an island. It was a man's world. Men had 2 or 3 women. There was no cable. There was no media. So these men that travel abroad like a good salesman had women everywhere. I knew a pipe salesman. This is true. I knew a pipe man in the 60s. He lived not too far away from me. He sold pipe. I forgot for which company. He sold all kind of stuff, paraphernalia. He sold everything. American Tobacco Company. He was always traveling, and I think he was of Italian descent. His first name was Carmine. I never knew his last name. He had a wife in Long Island, beautiful town. He get in his car the first of the month, and he traveled across all the way to California, man, selling for that company. And he had 2 or 3 women, man. Some sugar mamas, some women that had money and stuff. He had women everywhere. You know, truck drivers did too. I need 2 that had a woman on both sides of the coast, and they found out the day he died, man. The day he died, both of them showed up at the funeral. My mom was in charge of doing his funeral. Was a friend of the family, and oh my lord, there were 2 women with 2 or 3 kids each. One flew on the LaGuardia Airport. We had to pick her up. Mom knew about them, but they didn't know about each other. I said, listen, yet another woman. What? No way, I don't believe it. They showed up in the funeral. Both women looked at each other. Said, man, my mother wasn't there. And they would have torn each other up. He's my dad. No, he's my dad, the kids. I stepped outside the funeral parlor and I looked in there. I smoked a cigar with a couple of the men there. He was looking, it's going to be something else. But who was he married to? He wasn't married to neither one of them, man. He was married to some other woman living in Puerto Rico. Nobody's ever seen her. She kept the property and everything he had in Puerto Rico. And he was here on both sides, traveling. Truck driver, man. Wow. Send the money home. He was living off these women. With truck driver. Well, I'm smoking corn cob. I'm smoking Value Pack Vanilla Topping blend. It tastes so sweet, so mild. I could smoke it all day. I just started smoking corn cob. I love it, no ghosting. And the best thing about it is I can clench this, it doesn't hurt my teeth. I might go through 2 or 3 a year, bend these up, because they're like plastic. But I don't mind, because it's not that expensive, and I smoke every day. I don't have to take it out my mouth. Now, I do want to get acrylic. Why don't they sell acrylic? Some places, they're so hard to find here. With acrylic stem, maybe somebody can send me an acrylic stem for one of these. I will appreciate it. Where's the sailor, the piper? My piper's a sailor, man. Listen, if you can't handle one woman, what makes you think you can handle 2? Have a good evening.